Hello, everyone, and we are back changing out the comms because it's tiring. I am here with Gwonkee. Gwonkee has been absent from the tournament. She was originally going to be participating in the tournament, but has been off of Hollow Knight for a little bit. However, if you're a new runner and you don't know much about Gwonkee, at one point she had any percent world record pretty recently, and she also had TE record, the first to break the 104-minute barrier with a 103.55, I believe it is.
50.
Welcome in.
I don't
Wonky.
remember actually. 50 something.
Yeah. Well, welcome in.
Thank you. I'm just excited to be calming the match between the two best truanting players for a lot of money. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, first match seemed like it was. I only caught the second half of it, or not even the second half, but just the tail end of it, and it seemed like it had already been decided quite a bit earlier in the match. So, but Skate King seems as he's got his mental back, and he's going to be giving it his all.
Yeah, let's hope so. Because yeah, the last run was actually pretty interesting up until about halfway. Viz pulled ahead with a few like 10 to 20-second time losses on the part of Skate. Was about 40 seconds ahead going into Broken Vessel. Died to Broken Vessel. Was then 40 seconds behind going into Failed Champ. But then Skate died to Failed Champ. And then they were almost exactly even. But Skate then forgot to fireball, or like didn't fireball when killing Failed Champ and dropping into the bottom of the dream. Then died to Failed Champ again, and that's really like when it sort of went off the rails.
Yeah, that is rough.
Yeah, then they're just going through the motions, I guess. Viz with a pretty solid run up until the end. And
yeah, it's pretty funny to me how that run that Viz had that died to Broken Vessel, and then, just played like decently throughout the rest, was still faster than his own record from like only like a year and a half ago or so.
Yeah, people have just gotten way better at the game.
Yeah, really everyone. I mean, including Viz, he's already 2 minutes faster than his record was a year and a half ago, so it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that run with a death would have won almost all of the races in this tournament as well.
Wow. Yeah, trending's a hard category. And honestly, I mean, as much as this tournament was delayed, I'm really happy that it finally happened. But what's so cool about it is the tournament actually had such a big impact on the progression of this category. Because over a year and a half ago, when the world record still was that 105.49 by Viz, the tournament had already been announced, and that was what got me and a couple other people to start running the category. And that was when the 103 barrier got broken. And then after that, there was just kind of a big push from the whole community to improve the time, especially with Skate and Stratus both running for the tourney. So
yeah, there were a bunch of other people who just unfortunately couldn't really keep up with Hollow Knight all the way until we were able to get the tournament going. There was Unyo. I think there might have been a couple of others who dropped out. But yeah, there was a big push in trending when the tournament was first announced, and then we had a lot of unfortunate circumstances going on that I won't get into now. But finally, we got the tournament going, and when we got the tournament going, there was another pretty big push. We got Skate King coming in, and Skate King really pushed that world record quite a bit lower.
Yeah. What's it called? Oh, I feel like people like heard about the tournament initially, and then a bunch of people started playing it, and then everyone burned out because they'd been playing it so long and the tournament didn't start. But then enough time passed where they weren't burned out anymore by the time the tournament was actually starting. So then everyone wanted to play truanting, and it kind of worked out quite well. So
yeah. Also, I think there were more new people involved than just Skate. I think also Stratus was pretty new to the category.
Yeah, Stratus was pretty. I don't I don't know what Stratus's PB even was at the time of the initial announcement, but I'm pretty sure he had like, I could be wrong, like a 34 or something in any percent.
Yeah,
And now he's
he's a
well and
top.
beyond. Like he's basically a top runner by this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
he's got what, like a, I don't know his any percent time. It's like a 2x or 3x or something.
It's a 32 for sure.
Yeah, it's like a at least mid 32. And he also is like very, very close to the true ending world record. Only like less than 10 seconds away, right?
Yep. Yeah, 2x, something like that. Okay, so I guess we will
32:40. Okay, gotcha.
yeah, we'll get this race on the road. We'll start the countdown for the racers, and then there will be a little bit of stream delay, and then we'll be off. Okay. And hopefully they got the message. Looks like they did.
Really?
Wow. Good timing on that start. So
All
any
right, just kidding.
yeah, any KP people arrivers?
People arrive. Any Yep flyers? Hopefully no
Oh
Yep flyers.
no. I don't think I enabled Yepfly on this channel.
We better hope there's no Yep fly.
No.
Then. Yeah, we are safe from Yep fly.
Okay, thank God. No Yepfly today. It's also good because some of the RNG in early game, it's like, even if it doesn't lose that much time, it's so obnoxious. Because also when you're running for PB, you're just gonna reset to the Yepfly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is like, man, it is so like, I swear when I'm playing in tourney, the most nervous I am in the entire run, aside from like THK, is literally doing KP. Like I get so nervous just starting the match because I'm like, oh shit, I actually have to play the game. Like, I can't mess up now. I'm used to like playing KP and just, there's no stress because you just reset. But
Exactly. Yeah, I feel
as soon
the
as you have to
exact
play
same way.
KP and there's actual stakes on the line for messing up, then it suddenly becomes very scary, especially with how punishing early game it can be if you, you know, make the wrong mistakes.
Yeah, and I start fixating on things like, am I going to get Yetfly? Am I going to mess up Gruzzer? Am I going to get hit a bunch of times on Gruzzer drop? Am I going to miss the Aspid double spike kill coming up here right now? Am I going to miss Statue Pogo? It's like, none of these are actually that consequential, but they mess with you.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my experience in early game in tourney races has just been being very nervous into VS and then making like 3 mistakes that all lose like 2 seconds and having a horrible VS, and then it just shakes all the nerves. I'm like, okay, just play the game.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, from there it ends up being fine. But Skate and Viz are off to a pretty good start so far. No major mistakes other than, well, it's not really a mistake, but Skate got gruzzed really hard.
Yeah, I actually don't like going for mill drop in a tournament, especially if it's not any percent. Like any percent, maybe it makes more
sense. Yeah, I still do that, but in truening or anything longer than any percent, it feels pretty reasonable to go right side. Or I mean, anytime it feels reasonable to go right side in tournament. Because if you mess up the backup, which you can pretty safely get the backup if you lose it, if you're willing to lose an extra bit of time, but if you miss it, it's bad, very bad.
Yeah, so Skate, when he didn't get the backup, he was just not doing inventory at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and that lost quite a bit of time. So Skate's gonna be, it looks like, around 4 seconds behind, but
yeah, both of them getting pretty poor RNG on False Knight.
Did Skate miss and nail hit? No, never mind. He's good. And both runners just clearing up Pulse Knight. I'm gonna see us on our way to Mothwing Cloak in a minute. But yeah, honestly, the earliest part of the run, if you have it's like the right mental space, then these like 4 seconds, 5 seconds you'll lose between, like, that goes either way in early game usually. Just so negligible in like a tourney setting for training, because
Yeah.
all of that could just be, you know, 10 seconds to no eyes, or like you know, more to Elder Who or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Viz gets the chest, and Skate just opts to do an L turnaround and walk past the chest.
Unlikely
I
that
believe
unlikely that the nail turnaround saved time, but it's pretty funny
it
to
looked
go
like
for.
a good one to me. It looked pretty solid.
It
It
did
could have
look
saved like a
pretty
frame or
good.
two. I don't know if he always does that or not, but I don't know. Seems like an awkward place to do it if you're gonna do one. I I think they're like, I find them the easiest to do when you're walking off of something, like the Dartmouth, start of Dartmouth. You just walk off and they'll turn around behind you. That seems really easy to do for me. But
Well, yeah, I mean, you can almost automatically save time if you have to turn around anyway.
oh, that too. Yeah, those you should pretty much always be doing, like Manus Claw in the Manus Claw room and the KP as well.
Right.
There might be a few others that people found. I'm not sure. But yeah, so Skate will be picking it up, I think, on the way to. This is like some recent stuff that I think I heard Rhino say it saves like 0.3 sometimes.
Yeah, if you greet it really well, you can get up to like 0.3.
Okay, I see.
Usually it's going to be like 0.2.
Okay, seems good though. Interesting reroute.
Well, the thing is, you can actually kind of mess it up because you dash into the room and then you jump up onto the platform, and you actually need to delay the jump like very slightly out of the dash if you dash perfectly when you enter the room, or otherwise you'll bonk and not get onto the platform. So there is like a tiny bit of risk.
That's interesting. And what were the spits?
Yeah, it has got a forward spit. It's pretty unfortunate.
Okay,
it makes up for a little bit of that time loss from Skate.
Yeah, that grows time loss. This gets really good RNG in the Grows climb for soul.
Oh yeah, and he's got a bunch of extra soul too.
Yeah, he got extra. He got the Grows Pogo at the start that just skips the first platform and puts you right in position to hit the tick twice. So.
Oh, I love that. That's so satisfying.
It's very satisfying. It's not actually optimal, but it's close enough that you're never going to complain about that in a run, especially because it means you don't have to deal with that aggressor.
Oh, he missed the jump though. Small mistake.
Oh no,
about
missed the fireball.
1.5 seconds, right? But gonna be really comfy with the soul because he didn't have to do that fireball.
Yeah, Skate's gonna be a bit ahead. Oh, it actually looks like a bit more than I thought. Maybe, I guess we'll see in the load.
27.
Yeah,
there.
roughly 8 seconds ahead for Skate now. Skate gets the Moss Charger. I don't know if people sometimes opt not to do that in Ruining, or if you need the Geo all the time, but both of them hit the Fireball skip.
You don't really need the Geo, but if you're really good on Geo in the early game, you can skip top row.
You can skip it?
Yeah.
Oh, top row, okay. Gotcha. Oh, so you probably want to take the Moss Charger then.
Well, I mean, you're not going to skip the Moss Charger unless you intend to go for one Fireball as well, right?
Yeah. That's a pretty risky tourney strat. It's usually like an 20% like grinding for PB type strat. Some people have implemented lately.
Yeah, Fizz unfortunately missing a little bit of Geo from that first Moss Knight. Gonna put him a little bit low. So probably won't be able to skip top row. Not a big deal though.
Skate getting the bad RNG, but I'm not sure if he knows the... It doesn't seem like he... Or maybe he messed it up, the full punish for getting right side Moss Knight, but it's not bad.
No, I think he did it right because he got the jump back so he was able to do nail cancels
Yeah,
on
he got the jump back, but
on the right rock.
You can get 6 soul, and then it gives you a way faster Hornet on average, which makes up
Oh,
for
I
most
see.
of the time loss. But it requires like doing it. Yeah, it requires like weaving in an extra nail hit in there somewhere.
Hmm. Oh, really good Hornet fight for Skate
Yeah,
there.
very solid. Yeah, I believe we were estimating that 6 soul Hornet saves like a second at least on average to 4 soul Hornet, just because of how the patterns line up. And there's the main pattern being, I think if she dashes back, or sorry, if she dashes toward you right away, you can just double immediately on 6 soul, which is extremely convenient. But yeah, is finishing out Hornet 2, and he will be a good chunk behind, a little over 10 seconds, I think.
Yeah. Gonna switch
Yeah, I
over
see
the
what you mean
audio.
about talking there.
To Viz. I mean, sorry, to Skate. He's a little bit ahead.
Solid movement. That room can be very difficult because you pretty much have to react to all of the enemies in it. And there's an enormous amount of positions they can be in, so it requires very quick reaction time.
Yeah, the beginning of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skate definitely known for having just a
Oh no. Oh no.
just a really good early game. Like everything that's part of any percent, he's just gonna crush it, which is exactly what we saw. It was actually an 821 Mothwing cloak, even with those that time loss in the VS split. So with a clean VS split, that would have been a 1x, which I don't think I've ever seen before.
It was an 821. Is there something we're not? Oh well, he doesn't grab the chest, but
yeah, but still, that's only like 2 seconds.
Well, no, you have to like, because it's walking. You have to like walk all the way up, grab the chest, grab the Geo.
Yeah,
Surely
it's still only like 2.3, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's 3.6, really. Okay.
That
Guess I'm wrong.
makes a little more sense to me. Mostly just because you walk so slow when you have no abilities and stuff. But yeah, still, that's an incredible time. And honestly, Skate has, I would say, like far and away the best early game out of anyone of all time, right now at least, because his times that he gets in early game are just mind-blowingly fast. Like, he pulled out multiple 50.6 KPs in a row without RNG softfall recently on like one of his streams. So, and that's faster than my best ever.
He flopped that dash up the Salubra. Gotta reset the shade. Oh no, that's really bad.
Oh my god.
Oh, that happened to
one
me.
fireball and misses it.
I think that happened to me in a race as well.
In this tourney?
I think so. Was it against Axel? I can't remember.
Okay. This gets the 2 fireball setup.
Yeah, that's the big advantage of going for the 2 fireball. Alright, we'll switch over the audio.
Yeah, this is gonna be a huge time loss for Skate. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be about 30 seconds, I think.
And gets it the second time, thankfully.
Yeah, I was actually worried. I just watching the shade skip, I thought he might not make it because he did the dash really early.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 fireball is, it's not too particularly precise, but when you nervous, it can be, you know, very easily missable. Yeah.
Yeah, chat wants to know what money is on the line in this race. And let me just pull it up. So the loser of this race will be receiving 480 Swiss francs, which is, let's see, about $533. The winner,
About $7 US.
the winner will be receiving 800 Swiss francs, which is about $889 US.
Right, so this is like at least a $150 money match on the line, basically.
I think you mean it's about a $350 match.
Or yeah, I just mean like the difference between like winning or
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's 889 to 533.
yeah.
So it's about 350.
Oh no. Skate taking a fall in Dreamplats.
Yeah, he took 2 falls in Dreamcast in the
two
last
falls,
match.
yeah.
Actually,
Was it 1 or 2? I didn't
2.
see.
It was
And
2
here?
in the last match. Oh, this one. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was looking at the money here. Yeah, only 1 fall this time for Skate. Let's hope it doesn't get into his head, like making some of the same mistakes that he made in the last match, because those mistakes actually didn't end up mattering all that much.
Yeah, he's got about 30 or so seconds to make up. I'm not exactly sure how much. I'll just watch when he enters this one of the loads. But yeah, Viz on his way to Elder Who right now. This could be a big switch up. Viz has historically had trouble with Elder Who, it seems like. So I guess we'll see what happens.
I think Viz has been practicing his Elder Who recently, and from what I've seen, they've looked pretty good.
Yeah, I see improving a lot. Because Elder Who is quite difficult to play optimally, actually, in my opinion. But if you do everything correctly, it's not too bad of a boss. Misses the double-double at the start and gets pancakes, which is rough. But
Yeah, in Elder Who, there's actually like a lot of preemptive decision making, like how you want to hedge for different RNG.
yeah.
But that looks really good.
Okay, 1 pancake and played most of it quite well, so take that from Viz.
Yeah, 1423 exit.
Looks like Skate gets the double-double, and then immediately gets pancake as well. Oh, takes that hit. A second pancake from Skate,
no,
so
Ent's got a fireball eaten. You got to be careful
Oh,
about
wow.
that if you're going to the left. If you're going all over to the left wall like that.
Viz hits Normie Pogo.
Yeah, and Viz about 39 seconds ahead coming out of Elder Who.
Okay. That is Viz's race to roll right now. It happens. A little slip up on the jumps with the nail turnaround, but nothing big, and gets claw early control just fine. It looks like he's going for a version of Fire Pogo and ends up getting it, so
Yep.
saves a bit of time there.
I think he always does that. That's his default.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is about the same lead
Also-
for Viz as in the last run.
Saves a bit more on the extra, or cutting out the extra Pogo for Mass Pogo, so.
All right, and Viz heading
Probably
over to
saved a
0.
second or two.
Gwonkee actually discovered one of the strats that we use here on 0, which is
Fun
exiting
fact,
the
my-
room.
My only strat I've found that saves like more than 2 seconds in all of Hollow Knight in any category.
Really good decision making by Viz there. Missed either it was the triple was a double or the double was a single, but recognized it. Got 6 hits during the transition to the next phase of the fight.
Oh, it hurts. It still hurts to watch that version of wall link storage. It's just, yeah, but yeah, good execution from both of them on 0. That version of wall link storage is both like the same frame window to hit it, but it's also just more punishing, and slower. So
Oh, Viz just likes it. Viz,
yeah,
known
he
for
likes it for
prioritizing
some
comfort.
reason.
And you can't really blame him for it. I mean, he's here in the grand finals in a bracket reset.
It's true. Did he go for the normal setup and miss? That's interesting. I don't know.
No, he doesn't go for it.
I thought he doesn't usually go for it, because if you go for the normal setup and miss, I don't believe your subpixels actually line up correctly to hit the corner wall link storage setup. So, but it does work on entry, pretty much, or I think just every time.
Yeah. Unless you push yourself into the wall. And Viz also normally goes for Revicless, but didn't go for Revicless in the last run while he was about 40 seconds ahead. So I believe he watches the stream, so he would be aware that he's 40 seconds ahead right now, so he probably won't go for Revicless.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Skate in the last run went for Revicless and missed it a bunch of times, lost a good chunk of time there, probably like 15 seconds.
This also mentioned that he's been having pretty rough consistency with Revicless lately, so he hasn't been doing it in a lot of his own PB attempts.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just because he has, yeah, I think something about it broke with his muscle memory, something like that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that totally happens. That happened to me with Asp double spike for a couple of months, actually.
Oh no. Yeah, it happens in everything. It happened to me in Celeste doing second blockless. I spent about an hour. A trick I've hit 11 times in a row before. I spent about an hour trying to hit it a single time the other night and couldn't do it. So, you know, sometimes your muscle memory just breaks.
So Skate hit Revicless on the second dash. So not like a full miss and reset, but a tiny miss and reset. Definitely saving time over going around, but not saving that much, a couple seconds. Oh, that was a single from Viz on the Gorgeous Husk.
Luckily, still kills are on the left side, which is definitely preferable. So,
yeah, just ends up a bit low on soul, which would matter if he went for left side Raptors seal, but he doesn't go for left side, so it's not even going to really matter.
Does left side require more soul?
Sorry, right side.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, right side requires more soul because you have to do the double fireball stall.
Yeah, and you also get to hit more enemies on the way to left side because you have to walk for longer. There's more dudes, so. I imagine Skate will probably go for right side. It's not too bad of a time loss if you miss it, and he is very, very consistent at it, considering he is the best 80% runner in the world. So,
yeah, I think he has missed it once in this tournament and hit it every other time.
So we'll see him probably going for it. Viz gets left side, doesn't get hit either. Skate going for right side.
Oh no!
And he misses the fireball input after the dash, so he's just gonna have to take left side.
Yeah, it's not that bad of a time loss because, you know, he didn't go all the way and shoot off the fireballs, but...
Yeah, it didn't lose too much time, probably only a second or two, but in reality, he really wanted all, 6 of those seconds that you could possibly save with it, so...
Yeah, it's a pretty big time save for him over most of the other runners in the tournament.
Yeah, it could have been a potential big place to save a lot of time, so... We'll see, but is he making up time right now? I can't tell. It looks like he's gonna be roughly 40 seconds behind still.
We'll see. We've just got Viz loading back in from Lem at 34. Yeah, so it looks like we're still at about a
40.
40-second difference.
Oh, just realized after not paying too much attention to the route ever since Rafters came out that you have to optimally do Revicless and then in the very next split do right side Raptors.
Yeah, Raptors is just
terrifying.
kind of pain in general, but left
Seems
side
like
is not too bad.
Yeah, left side is I wouldn't even argue really much of a run blocker at all. It's really like you can use any setup you want and it's extremely lenient. So, you know, you can miss it and definitely mess it up, but it's not anything to worry about. And Viz making his way in the Crystal Peaks. We'll see. I know Skate has an incredibly fast Crystal Peaks, so it also could be a place to gain a bit of time back on the little things, but we'll see. Viz is pretty consistent, so.
Yeah, although, to be honest, even an incredibly fast Crystal Peaks, it's not like saving that much over a good Crystal Peak.
That depends. Viz is still doing some like 2018 strats in Peaks from like the old days, like not pogoing the lamp in the first room. But Skate misses Pogax, so okay. Gets a second try. Very quick backup. Thankfully the miner's kind. So yeah, I don't know what kind of Peaks times Viz gets, but yeah, at most you're probably saving like 5 seconds on a good to a on strats from like peak highest level peaks to like, you know, whatever.
Yeah, Skate just barely missing dog cycle there.
Oh, and doesn't make it all the way up with a jump, takes damage there. Luckily don't have any health to worry about, but we'll lose a bit of time for that. And yeah, Viz is playing much more consistently through this Peaks.
Yeah, and uncharacteristically sloppy Peaks for Skate, unfortunately. Not what he wants to see, being 40 seconds behind at this stage of the run.
Very nice Peaks for Viz.
Yep. And at the end of Peaks here, I'm just going to do a resync on Skate because his timer's getting a little bit far ahead.
Oh yeah, his computer is absurdly fast.
Yeah, NASA supercomputer over here. That's how he gets those 50.6 KPs.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what he has, but you know, it's making me want to buy a new PC, and I just got a new PC.
Yeah, you got a pretty good GPU.
Yeah.
I wonder how you got it, though.
I wonder how I got that GPU.
Yeah.
Just showed up one day.
Yeah, so now we'll really see like just how far ahead Viz is with this resync. Like almost an entire split.
And he's on his way to Norman right now, I believe.
Yep, that's his name. Norman actually, I think, one of the more difficult, like, technical fights in the run. You can lose
I would
a lot
argue
of
Norman
time.
is one of the hardest fights in the run. Outside of, like, the big three and Radiance. Like, probably harder than, yeah, Hornitude, Lost Kin, Failed Champ, or Radiance for sure.
Really, you think
Or
so?
Not harder than, but, like, hardest after those.
Ah, okay, I see.
Probably. He can just be very difficult, and the other thing that's so difficult about this boss is you really, really want to make sure he dies while Afalia is alive, because it saves a lot of time.
Up to about 6 seconds, I think. No, 4 seconds. 4 seconds, because you lose 2 to the Folly Manip, but you save up to 6 on the entire thing.
Okay, I see. Yeah, depending on where the Folly spawns. This has a little bit of trouble with the dude, but luckily it doesn't take any hits, so feeling pretty safe for Norman, and comes out with Soul as well, which is very nice.
That was actually a weird spawn on that Twister. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, he was just out of nail range. It made it very awkward to try to pick up the nail hits he needed, especially because in Truening you don't come in with enough Soul to just fireball twice and leave.
Yeah, and behind like that middle platform, really weird.
Gets a double on the first fireball for Viz.
Had 2 doubles there. 3 doubles.
3 doubles.
Really good
This
fight
is
so far.
very
4
good.
doubles.
4 doubles.
That's a single, but that's okay.
And another double.
Because
He needs
he's about
like,
to die.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god. Holy
really good fight.
Oh.
Really
Wow,
good.
that was better than you could ever hope for, really.
5 doubles. I don't know
5
if it's
doubles, 1
enough for
single, and
Comsob, but it's really close.
5 doubles, 1 single, and the furthest left volley spawn you can pretty much get, so.
Yeah, Viz just generating even more of a lead probably with that. We'll see. Skate still has the fight coming up right now, but that's hard to replicate. Two doubles there for Skate.
Oh, that was the first one doubled as well. I didn't notice. I missed Fireball, which is fortunate, but he has a lot of soul. He's not being very kind on his teleports. Skate is probably just going to have to fire off some singles because of his positioning.
Yeah, he's already gotten a bunch of singles.
Okay. And luckily he gets the volley on the left side as well, so that will make up for some of it, but definitely not making up anything on Viz, considering he pretty much had a perfect fight.
Yeah, pretty good start on the first Watcher Knight for Viz, just getting the nail slashes. Not the best pattern you can get, but probably the second best.
Yeah, Skate does have a bit of a one-up from any percent on Watcher Knights as well, because his overall like go strat mechanics from any percent are just mind-blowingly good. But yeah, we'll see. This has also exclusively practiced Watcher Knights with Shade Soul, probably more. So.
Yeah, and I think he just got a pretty good fight. A really solid fight there. Didn't really see any mistakes with the pattern he got.
Nice little nail slash to hug the wall without clinging all the way down from the chandelier. I always like those little things that have been added even as the game seems like it's reaching its peak of optimization in some rooms.
Yeah, Skate unfortunately getting double bounce
no,
there.
That roll is really rough at the end.
Yeah.
He's just gonna need to farm soul on the left guy and wait for the right dude to spawn, and yeah, that's what he'll do. Farms so many nail hits that he just fireballs the right one alone because the left one had taken so much damage from the nails, and at least balance the damage pretty much as well as he possibly could.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to balance like that with Shade Soul because it's 8 hits to overcome a Shade Soul, but it might have
much easier
in
any percent where you can balance out a fireball on one with just 4 nail hits, but having to do 8 makes it much more awkward. Luckily, it lined up just about perfect there. This doesn't get all the geo, but I don't believe that matters in this category.
Oh, he's got way more than enough.
Okay.
I think you need like 730 or something.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe even less. It might actually for Viz it's definitely less because Viz does a different strat for the Queen's Garden arena, which gives him all of the geo.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So he needs even less. So he might need like 680 or 690 or something like that.
Nice turnaround. He's going for the Walkling storage, and he gets it. Very, very nice. Saving a small bit of time.
Yep. Viz in the fall, the Ancient Basin, got the the turnaround nail slash. Very nice little strat there. And here we're coming up to Broken Vessel, which Viz actually died to in the last run, and that brought Skate from behind by 40 seconds to ahead by 40 seconds, so we'll see if we see something similar here. Hopefully not. Alright, we've got chat arguing over whether the correct terminology is best of 3 or bracket reset.
This is not
Very
really much of a
interesting,
conversation. It's just
riveting.
best of 1 with a bracket reset.
Yeah, this...
It's best of 2 with the Skate having 1-0 at the start. Best of 2.
What do you mean by that?
Viz wins 1, Skate wins 1, call it a day. Skate getting through Mullick's pretty cleanly so far. Oh, and gets really bad RNG right as I say that.
This time, Viz not dying to Broken Vessel. Took a couple hits of damage during the headbang phase, which is kind of what set him off in the last run. But he came in there with 5 HP instead of 4, which...
Skate gets the skip third try as well, which is a bit rough. I didn't see how many it took Viz.
I believe he got it first try.
And Viz is playing very consistent days on his game. Seems like, especially in this match.
Yeah, really good start there on Lostkin.
Oh, gets both singles from the wall, like double nail slash strat, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. The boss will do what he feels like.
Yeah, so maybe a year and a half to 2 years ago, Viz was like far and away the best at not only true ending, but especially this fight. And since then, the strats have changed quite substantially, and it took Viz a pretty long time to adjust to the new strats, and he was kind of despairing over the new strats. He was having a lot of trouble, but eventually he got there, and just watching him do the fight with the modern strats really cleanly, really nice to see.
Yeah, it feels really nice because those strats just save so much time on average compared to what we used to be doing for this fight. Ever since like the whole Lostkin overhaul with ChocciAdam labbing, but
yeah, I think I think I'm the one who at least figured out that the ground slam attack is actually the fastest pattern.
Yeah, assuming you get the nail hits or the doubles, I mean.
Yeah.
Turns out getting triples is actually not the fastest somehow.
Yeah, just because you stagger Lostkin at the other side of the arena, so you have to dash over twice, and that kind of takes away from the time save of the triple.
Although the low double is pretty fast, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think the low double might...
Triple, I mean.
Yeah, sorry, the low triple might be faster than ground slam, but it's really hard to time, because, like, what exactly are you even really timing?
Yeah, exactly. It's really hard to time boss fight stuff in this game. Yeah, you can time DPS, but DPS is so situational that it makes it kind of awkward to do because there's a lot more to the fight than just how much damage you're doing, just mostly what they're doing or what the boss is doing and what you're doing at the time.
Yeah, and like if you get the ground slam and you're at full soul, then you can do the double and it wakes up Lostkin, and if he like jumps back over to you, then you can just get 2 nail hits and do another double, and that's like insanely fast. I believe that actually happens multiple times in ComSob.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is picking up 1 Geo from 11 Zol. Going in, we'll see if he goes for the TSP double strat to start. Looks like he's just playing it safe. I don't know, did that first one double?
No, it didn't. But, oh, and another single there.
Okay, at least gets that one, so he's not losing time to no dream now. But
yikes. Uh-oh, he's got to be careful here.
Yeah, he is very, very dangerous for him.
I might even heal here, considering I'm 40 seconds ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to heal, but it looks like he's just going to go for it and feeling pretty confident. And rocks won't kill him in this stage, so...
Yeah, as long as you're very conscientious not to walk into a fail champ now, he'll be fine, but I would still be scared because I've done that a decent number of times.
Yeah, it's kind of a rite of passage in True Ending is getting hit by the the last 2 phases of him when you're on 2 health.
I mean, literally when failed champ is staggered, like on the floor, you just dash into his hitbox and take 2 damage.
Yeah, his hitbox is still out, and you can just die to it, which is so, like, terrifying.
Yeah, it looks like Skate got a good first phase there. Hit all the doubles and really got nice. A dream nail. It's kind of amazing to see that, like, the phase 1 dream nail is now standard, you know?
Yeah, I remember when that first dropped, it was like, oh, you're going for phase 1 dream nails in runs? Like, no way. But now it's, you kind of have to because it just saves so much time.
I'm pretty sure I'm the one who started doing that, actually. And like the first time it really got showcased was in HK 4-year anniversary, where we had a 3-way True Ending race.
Yeah, I remember that. Good times.
Skate remembering to fire the Shade Soul this time.
He goes for the extra wings too, just to make sure. But yeah, thankfully, no 2-minute or however long it is time loss to fail champ. So
I think the wings is part of the setup.
Oh, is it?
Because when I see people do it with Dream Wielder, they fire 2 Shade Souls and only the second one hits.
Yeah, but isn't dash like the same length as a Shade Soul in time-wise?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be. That, you don't need the wings.
Yeah, when someone explained it to me, they said just dash and fireball, but I'm not sure.
It could be.
But I believe there's no wings, but it would make sense to wings there for Skate, considering what happened in the last race. Probably does not want anything to do with that.
Does the trick save time? Well, it's just about like having a setup, right? Because the failed champ's head pops out at the end, and at some point the hitbox appears, and you want to just hit that hitbox with the Shade Soul as soon as possible, and that will.
Yeah, you're trying to fireball it and leave as soon as possible. But if you don't have a setup and you just go setupless and try to greed it as hard as possible, it just becomes extremely risky because you're greeding like a couple decimals for 2 minutes of time loss and pretty much an instant run reset if you're playing in normal circumstances.
Right.
So having a setup just allows you to get that little extra bit of greed time save without actually risking killing your run from messing up.
All right, otherwise we go to Hornet 2. Hornet 2, another dangerous boss in terms of like actually dying, because you come in with 4 HP, and it's a pretty like volatile fight. He's really fast. There's a lot of variability in the fight, mostly in terms of how far she jumps out of the stagger.
Yeah, that is the biggest one. Although there is pretty decent strats for any given situation other than maybe like one particular jump. But yeah, definitely is easiest to play if she just gives you like nice jumps. And Viz is getting hurried and missing a couple fireballs, can get pretty rough, but doesn't get through or gets through with only 1 damage.
Yeah, it looks like a decent fight other than that one damage rotation. where he got a fireball parried and missed another fireball. Probably losing about 6 seconds to that. We see Skate in the fight.
Skate dashing left. I'm not sure I agree with that, but the dash to follow Hornet under her long jumps. Not sure if that's intentional or just nerves, but not too bad of a fight either way.
Yeah, it looked pretty solid.
And my 0.1 of time save from clinging the wall has been lost among the years of strats posted.
No, it's still known. I think Skate goes for it. Just most people just don't go for it.
I see.
There's also a wall cling storage that can entirely clear the platforms.
Oh,
to the
that
right.
one is crazy. Yeah. No, that one is so hard to do.
Yeah. It's called the cool WCS.
The cool wall cling storage.
Yeah.
Incredible naming scheme, really. Skate 51 seconds behind. Thank you, chat. Viz going for Abyss Climb. Does the underplat. You'd love to see it.
Wow, that looks... Oh. That guy was just in a bad spot. He
probably could have pogoed and gone over if he really like stretched the distance on the wings, but either way, it wasn't a big time loss, and the rest of it was played perfectly. So.
Yeah, it was a very good climb. And very well played as well.
Yeah.
Skate apparently got the WCS the wrong way. Uncool WCS.
Very nice climb from Skate as well. Super clean. That is going to be going to Markov, right? So we'll see what happens. Markov can either be the easiest boss of your life or a complete pain.
Yeah.
But, you know, assuming he gets just honestly, I think the best way to play Markov in tournaments is just to play patiently, and if he's not giving you a double, just don't even try. Because he can lose so much time if you try to go for the double and you just only get a single, and it happens like multiple times or something. It'd be very awkward.
Yeah, when I see people going for like Comsop in this fight, you're just firing off those fireballs, hoping to hit all the doubles.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I'm like really patient in this fight. I will make sure that Markov is away from the platforms so that he doesn't get stuck on the platforms.
So Viz got all 3 doubles, but didn't get 2 nail hits at the start, so he had to tank a damage and go in to get a second one at the end. But other than that, you know, always happy to see 3 doubles in the first 3. But yeah, you honestly just like you have to play patient. I mean, you don't have to, but I think it's much better to play patient. It's same way with No Eyes, which we'll see coming up. Playing patient on No Eyes goes a long way.
Exactly.
And especially just holding your fireballs to make sure that you're getting a double, because very often just getting a double is worth so much more than pretty much any other option.
No Eyes, I think, is significantly worse than Markov because you have to react pretty quickly.
You have to react quickly, and you can also just get unlucky. Markov, you won't really get unlucky if he's like, if he looks like he's gonna double, or if he's in a spot where he'll double, he just will double. But No Eyes can just teleport on the first hit and not even give you a double if he was going to. So, but yeah, Skate pretty decent, although fires off the third one a bit early and decides to just fire off for a single and take the extra hits, which honestly might have just been faster in that situation considering his awkward position. So pretty fast Markov for him, and Viz is going to be running over to finish up hitting Gorb before Umu. one of the harder quick kills in the game, as we see. Can't blame Viz for messing that one up.
Yeah, I honestly wonder why it doesn't work sometimes. I feel like somebody told me that there's actually some TFT stuff going on, but
Loki, I would
have
not be
no idea.
surprised
Yeah.
if it was TFT, but like it always feels so bad when you mess it up because it's like the easiest thing in the game. Like how did I mess it up? And like deep down you feel like it must be TFT. Like you just shoot 3 fireballs.
Yeah.
But Skate with a pretty decent climb. And it's the
Yeah,
Still on guard.
skate with the TFT gods on his side there.
It could be just based on if you like accidentally don't delete or don't delay, or like if you accidentally delay one of the fireballs, maybe you're trying to get him. Maybe you just have to shoot him as fast as possible. But I don't know. I'm theory crafting. For chat, for reference, TFT, for all intents and purposes, when we were talking about it, is essentially just RNG. I won't go into the full explanation, but it has to do with the discrepancy between like physics frames and graphics frames in this game that results in something just being random that shouldn't be random.
Yeah, for some reason, Team Cherry puts a lot of like the actual game functionality in what's called the time update, when normally it should be in what's called the fixed time update. Fixed time is the physics frames, which are like regularly at 1/50th of a second.
Yeah. Okay, this is going into Umu. It's definitely a place that Skate could make up a lot of time if Viz misses the one cycle, but it's pretty rare to see something like that unless we see an extra, but hopefully not. It doesn't look like an extra here. Extras can be generally pretty hard to deal with.
Is there no TFT at 50 FPS? There probably would be still, because the update function is still variable. So like you can put a cap at 50 FPS, but it's not actually going to be 50 FPS all the time.
Very nice one cycle from Viz. And yeah, that's the thing. If your computer drops a frame, you are suddenly getting TFT, so. Yeah, the one cycle is a bit low, but the height doesn't particularly matter since it's all out of bounds anyway. Or like all the doubles are out of bounds anyway, so he pretty much just walked off instead of having to jump up for the doubles at the end like Skate does here. Yeah, and he gets it as well.
Low only matters if it's so low that it gets stuck in the platform.
Yeah, it was still to the right of the platform, so it was chill.
Yeah, Skate also getting.
It was very close to being too low and just missing though, for sure.
Skate getting a clean Umu as well.
Intentionally lure Umu higher so it never gets stuck on that platform. That is true. That is generally a good idea. There's quite a lot of like luring strats that can be optimized, but for the most part, like, I mean, people are in any percent especially, people are always looking for new ways to make it easier to lure Umu to the correct position. Yeah, both runners getting pretty solid Umu. I do believe that Skate goes for QGA. I don't know if he's dropped it.
No, he does not.
Did he drop it?
I don't know if he ever went for it.
He did. He was doing it in tourney, and he was also doing it in runs.
In T?
Yeah, in training.
In this tournament, he went for QGA.
He did.
I don't think that's true. Did he really?
I have doubts. He did. I have doubts that people are saying it's slower, but I imagine it could be less than it was originally timed for. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't timed it in a while, so.
Yeah, this whole segment coming out of like going into No Eyes, coming out of No Eyes, going through QGA, sorry, going through Queen's Gardens, taking the intentional damage. This
is a big moment for Biz. He gets one double and is looking for a second one, but doesn't get it. So now it's going to be up to getting 3 nail hits and another No Eyes. But if she, okay, luckily she does not teleport on the last nail hit, and we get
a little bit of chasing there, but not too bad.
I told Skate it was slower, lie, and he dropped it. Amazing. Thank you, Severity. I don't know how many people timed it though. Generally, for something like that, it would be better if multiple people time it because it is, you know, kind of a big timing to do. It's not easy to do, as you can see. If it actually was slower, then that means I messed it up. So.
I saw Skate was just wailing on No Eyes with the nail for a little bit there. I'm not sure what happened. Did he not come in with enough soul?
Yeah, Valley pointed out something as well. Viz made the decision not to nail cancel the third hit, which I have seen happen to far too many runners, where they need one more nail hit to get to get their last fireball on No Eyes, and then they nail cancel it, and she teleports on the nail, and it is just so tragic. I'm very glad that Viz has not done that.
Yeah, and
it pains me to see people do that. Really,
that's part of what we were talking about with the patience in the fights. But Viz coming in here with 4 HP, which is the max that you can have. So just super safe. No problems there.
yeah. Viz is on 103 pace, is he not?
I'm not sure. Someone should check and tell me. But
I mean, I can't imagine he's not on 103 pace. I haven't really seen any big mistakes this run, and he's pretty much just played everything like really well.
yeah.
I mean, considering he isn't. I mean, how far is Skate's timer is much higher? I forgot. So yeah, I mean, it would make sense if he's on 103 pace. It's hard to imagine this isn't 103 pace, considering now 102 is possible, and you have to make a lot of mistakes to not be on 103 pace.
Yeah,
especially for a runner as good as Bez.
I think we'll give Skate another resync. Maybe at Marmu. It's a good place to do it. We'll see if Skate gets bullied by frogs or not. Also, Viz coming into frogs here. Ugh. Getting that first hit on those two guys just feels so bad. Ooh, but those are some nice... Oh, he had some nice dodges there, but took a third hit. Yeah, taking 3 hits in the first room is really unfortunate. But he's way ahead, so he just took some heals. Good decision making, in my opinion. Even if he gets hit here, it will be 3 HP. Then it will be 2 HP when he takes intentional damage from Trader Lord, and 2 HP is pretty safe.
I apologize, I spaced out a bit. Did Viz have good frogs? I was watching Skates Arena.
No, he took 3 hits in the first room, and then he healed twice.
Okay, gotcha.
And then he took a hit in the last section of frogs.
Okay, so Skate's probably saving a bit of time. He didn't have the best frogs, but they were pretty decent, and it's the Marmu quick kill as well. So
yeah, and both of them coming out of this with 3 HP is safe. 2 HP, you're like a little bit nervous because you're gonna...
Yeah, because you're gonna scream skip and be on 1 HP for Trader Lord, so it's definitely a bit nerve-wracking, especially in tournament.
Especially if you're going for the doubles, because if you get a backup and you're not playing reactive, then you just die.
Yep. You have to react to Trader Lord. Skate gets the dash like a couple frames too early or late, I'm not sure. Doesn't make it onto the platform. I hate that little platform.
Ooh, Viz taking a hit in the arena, going for heal here.
Yeah, not a bad decision. Especially when he's scream skipping and still gets the scream skip, so he should be alright. Although does he go for doubles? I don't think so.
I'm not sure if he does when he goes for PVs, but he hasn't been doing it in the tournament.
I see. Interesting. Yeah, on 2 health, I think doubles are quite safe. I mean, Skate's gonna go here for them here on 1 health.
It looks like he's just going for it when Trader Lord jumps, which is another option.
For the jump doubles. Much easier.
It's another like safety option. All right, and now Viz heading over to Galeon. Galeon, one of my favorite fights with the pogos. I think it's actually a really cool fight, but Viz unfortunately doesn't like going for them. They are a little bit risky. Viz has explained why he doesn't go for them, and the reason is that you can pretty easily iframe yourself because you're so close to Galeon, and that's definitely.
Personally, I'm a huge not fan of those, despite the fact that if I were to run the category, I absolutely would do them. Just because they're fast, but I really don't like that strat. It is super uncomfortable. It's kind of like doing the Watcher Knight pogo strats, but if the hitbox was way more awkward and slowly moved while you were doing them.
Yeah, that's actually what I like about it, that it moves, so it's kind of like...
I cannot stand how it moves because you have to slightly tap to the side while you're doing them, and also not like get too high, and the hitbox isn't really... I don't think it's a perfect circle like Watcher Knights are, so... Yeah, it is really hard. It is extremely difficult.
I think it's cool that you have to do like these micro adjustments during the pogos with not only like compensating for the backup from the fireball, but also not nail canceling too quickly.
Yeah. It is a lot to handle at once. If you are not very comfortable with controlling the character already, it is going to be like impossible to do consistently. But you know, once you're very comfortable with all the cooldowns on all the different things like fireballs and pogos and stuff like that, it will click eventually.
Yeah, I guess maybe I can explain the justification for doing the pogos is that getting doubles on Galeon with Shade Soul is TFT, and it's quite rare actually to get doubles. And
I got one.
Yeah, and it just so happens that getting one double on Galeon saves almost no time because you're gonna the HP just lines up so that you're gonna have to end the fight with 3 nail hits anyway. Even if you get
which means
one
all
double.
you're doing is not firing the extra fireball at the end. As you can see, Skate just got a double there and ended the fight with 3 soul because you just need the nail hits to actually kill him. And by the time you kill him with nail hits, you have enough for a fireball that you would have used if you didn't get the double. So
yeah, and so oh, it looks like Skate has been catching up a little bit. I guess because Viz took a bunch of heals, had pretty bad frogs.
Yeah, a bit of a rough Queen's Gardens.
So Skate catching up a little bit. But yeah, so we basically decided that it's so unlikely that you're going to get 2 doubles in the Galeon fight that...
Has that happened to anyone, by the way?
What?
2 doubles in Galeon, like ever?
Yeah, it's happened for sure.
Oh my gosh, Skate gets double backup on both times he tries to Shade Cloak. That is like the worst RNG imaginable.
I think Comsob actually has double on Galeon.
Oh no, that is so...
Which is horrible because you really don't want, like, you don't even want to practice that.
Yeah, there's just no point. Oh, Skate got 3 backups on the devout. That was incredibly bad. RNG on that. Lost him upwards like 5 seconds, it looked like. Because he tried the Shade Cloak and the devout just backed up, and then he had to wait for the Shade Cloak, and then it came up again and the devout just backed up again, so not really much you can do. Yeah, Viz making his way out, Skate also making his way out. And White Palace is coming up. It is one of the hardest parts of the run. It is one of the most punishing parts of the run as well. And it is one of the most, like, optimizable parts of the run. So, it will be very interesting to see. This could be a huge swing. This is going to be one of Skate's last moments of the run to try to make back his the lead that Viz has on him.
Yeah, other
just
than
because any moment in White Palace, you can make one mistake and suddenly lose like 10 seconds or, I don't know, at least 8 sometimes. King's Mold Skip can lose you a lot. Left Atrium can lose you quite a bit as well. And anywhere in Balcony.
Yeah, Skate definitely has the capability of going for some strats that Viz has not really practiced at all, like the Zaliant Cycle in right Atrium.
And curious if Skate will go for Zaliant Cycle. Sometimes opts not to do it, but...
It's a difficult decision because 30 seconds is still like quite a bit to make up here. If Viz does not make any mistakes, any major mistakes, it's a lot to recover from. It's possible because you can lose a lot
You
of
should
time.
resync. Can you resync going into White Palace? Because
yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't really make sense. That it could give Skate more info on how far Viz is ahead or behind
Right.
at a given point in the run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, you never know if it could affect the decision. I doubt Skate's making that much of decisions, like looking at Viz's White Palace while doing White Palace, but you never know, just to make it fair. But yeah, Zaliant cycle. I'm trying to think of. I don't know what strats exactly Viz does and doesn't go for in White Palace. I don't. I believe he goes for. Doesn't he go for my setup for King's Mold, which is a bit slower? King's Mold skip.
I'm not sure, but that's one of the very minor ones. I think he does fast cycles in like Atrium 1 and 2.
Okay, no, he does the fast version of King's Mold skip.
But he does not go for Zaliant cycle, and
he goes for a slower one in left Atrium 1, right?
not sure. I can't remember on left Atrium 1. He definitely goes for fast left Atrium 2.
Yeah, I do believe he picked that one up, but I don't think he does Scruffy cycle.
There's also Balcony 2 is the one with the saw that goes up and down really fast. Viz goes for the older, slower cycle there, but it's not
right now
much
we
slower.
We have Skate going for King's Mold skip while Viz is going for a Scruffy cycle. Two very relevant rooms, and Skate is having a bit of trouble and actually misses King's Mold skip. That's gonna be really rough for Skate, but it looks like Viz. Oh, my bad. He does not go for a Scruffy cycle.
Yeah.
And is just going to be taking the slow strat up, which honestly is much better than risking it when you're this far ahead right now. Especially with Skate missing the King's Mold skip, it's going to be hard to make this lead back. We'll see how left Atrium 2 goes. This is one of the harder rooms as well.
And Viz just
and pulls through pretty much perfectly, hitting the cycle, getting the ceiling boost at the end as well. Can't ask for anything more from that room. And Viz is going to be going into the easier part of White Palace, and Skate will be entering the probably two of the hardest rooms.
Surprisingly, if you didn't know any better, you would think that for that left atrium room, the hardest part is like getting through those vertical saws where there's not much space in between. That is actually not the hard part of the cycle. The hard part is at the very end, getting through that saw up above.
Yeah, it could be because you have to jump very, very early, and Skate hits Scruffy cycle very nicely. Looks like he will be saving a bit of time on Viz, but not nearly enough to make up for the King's Mold skip time loss.
That's about 1 second.
Yeah, and now Skate will be going for fast left atrium 2. Hits it. This jump right around the corner can be pretty difficult to optimize sometimes, and it does have to be pretty good to hit the cycle. So, yeah, Skate gets fast left atrium 2 as well. Viz not looking like he's making any mistakes in right atrium. And Skate will be re-entering, going for right atrium, while Viz does start a balcony. And balcony is probably the other harder part of White Palace. Skate gets to the walking storage, but does some strange movement for the second half of it. I'm not sure how fast it is, to be honest. I've never really seen anyone do anything like that.
It's kind of interesting because Viz is definitely capable of getting Chalky Cycle. I see him doing the room, and I see him reaching the breakable wall fast enough to do Chalky Cycle easily.
Well, doesn't he do the setupless C dash that you need to do for, or like semi setupless? Yeah. And then he doesn't do Chalky Cycle, right?
Yeah, he just doesn't go for it at the end, which might just be a thing about being uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, this is Viz does some interesting strat where under that saw he decides he clings the wall and then waits to start falling and dashes off the wall, whereas most people just do a small jump and immediately press dash, which ensures that you get a dash to the left rather than the right.
He could easily make Chalky Cycle there.
Yeah, chooses to wait an extra
he waits
cycle.
It out, just about a second, but it's just a comfort thing.
And yeah, Skate apparently got a Zaliant cycle. I think I was watching Viz when it happened. It's hard to watch two at once, especially when they're both in like the most intense part of the run. And Skate will be going into balcony. Viz finishing out White Palace with no major mistakes other than messing up the end of what's it called? Yeah, you know what I mean. The room before Jockey Cycle. Or this saw. Yeah, and that skate does the little thing I was talking about where
Yeah.
you jump before dashing to ensure that you get the dash in the correct direction.
And skate here, probably going for Chalky Cycle. Looks like he's got plenty of time to do it.
It's a really nice fireball straight in the corner there and hits Jockey Cycle, looks like. So very
Yeah,
nice.
very early Chalky Cycle as well.
It was
way
insane.
ahead.
He actually looked like he had the wings to make sure he didn't go too fast
Yeah.
on Jockey Cycle. So. Yeah, and Rhino mentions the way Viz does the skip at the end in this last actual room of White Palace. He does jump wings dash. It's not really any slower technically. I think on average you will get slower times because you lose a bit of the dash distance on the wall.
No, it is slower because of the dash, but it would actually be fast. Doing the lamp pogo would actually be faster if he didn't do the dash in the air.
Wait, the lamp? I mean the last room that you can get hit in.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Where he does he goes like under the, or you do like the jump dash wings to just barely get onto the wall. Viz does jump wings dash. And it is maybe a few frames slower on average, but yeah, it feels really weird because most people do it one way.
It also looks uncomfortable. It looks like you're about to wings into the vines, but it's okay.
Yeah, he does it though. He hits it, so. Just going into Void Heart, and yeah, this is still going to be really hard to make up this distance for Skate. He's, again, kind of relying on Viz to die in Radiance. And unless Viz has some tragic happenings in this split, or THK.
Yeah, Viz actually getting a little bit of invisible control there. Right before the climb, which invalidates the run, so he lost. That's it.
Yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, it was a good tournament. I'm really happy you hosted us. A lot of good content.
Yeah, thanks.
Congrats to Skate King for taking home the win. Skate shooting the fireball. Those two guys just not to get hit.
Skate actually also doing the invisible control. So Skate also DQ'd. There's no winner, and looks like and looks like I'm saving like 1,200 francs. Nice. Congrats
to Adam for winning all of the money that he put on the tournament. And let's see this climb for Skate. It needs to be good. Because he needs every second he can get right now.
Yeah, at this point, I'm not sure that like the small improvements are going to matter. He needs a major mistake from Viz, probably like a Radiance death.
True, yeah. Mostly good. Only misses one little jump there, but yeah, he kind of just needs either something tragic in Radiance, or just a death. But
yeah. Although if he gets maybe like a 10-second faster THK, and Viz just gets a really slow Radiance, a lot of heals.
Oh, you could lose 40 seconds on Radiance in a second if you play too safe.
Yeah, so he still definitely wants to play well. And Viz is probably gonna play Radiance pretty safe, but there's still a little bit of pressure there.
Yeah. This is like, I've got to imagine it's just as nerve-wracking playing Radiance on the first 103 pace as it is playing Radiance for a lot of money. And that was the most nervous I've ever been in a run. So I can't imagine they're very calm right now. Either of them are very calm right now.
Yeah, this is about to be a $350 Radiance fight.
Yeah, this is a lot of stakes coming down to this one boss fight, and they have both practiced this thousands of times, so we'll see. Pretty nerve-wracking. I'm getting nervous. I'm not even playing the game. it's really up to Viz to just not die.
Well, and even if he does die, Skate also has to not die.
That is true, yeah.
Ah, that's unfortunate RNG
Just gets
for
a fountain.
Viz.
I don't think it's a bad fountain. I'm not sure that he was actually about to scream quite yet, but he will scream now. I'm just gonna wait.
It looked pretty late to me.
Probably lost a bit on it. I don't think he lost like the full duration of the fountain though.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we go. Viz going into Radiance for last match of Grand Finals. What will he do?
I'm assuming he's gonna start with 3 Shade Souls here, or maybe 2. We'll see.
Maybe 2. 2 is like kind of the meta right now because it allows you to just get in there and start pogoing, or it allows you to do the pogo without worrying about what Radiance's next attack is.
Really good start there.
And that's a phenomenal
lasers
start.
And
these
3,
lasers are
and another
perfectly
lasers.
and he's
that's
gonna get
really good RNG. And that's it for.
Yeah, that's.
This is about to be it for phase 1. He just needs to get a couple nail hits.
Damage. I cannot imagine the pressure on Viz right now. He needs a couple more fireballs for this phase 2 to be over, and is really squeezing between the nails here. Is cutting it close.
And
but
he's healing while
playing
it safe. I think it's a good decision.
Unfortunately, despite the fact that Viz could be winning the money, he is no longer entitled to the Visuals title because Visuals doesn't actually heal. So I'm not sure he's going to be able to keep his tag after this.
Yeah, actually, we might have to investigate this. It might not be Visuals playing the game right now.
Yeah, I don't know if he's maybe invited someone else over to play for him, or what really is the case here, but Viz takes another damage. Still has 1 to spare, though, because of the heal. And
that's it, we're on the climb.
Oh.
As long as he doesn't take a hit and then fall here.
$300 climb, can he do it?
And that is it.
Looks like that's going to be it for the tournament. Viz pulls ahead early and does not pull behind at any point. It looks like it's going to be a 104 flat.
Yeah, is that a 103?
It's close. I didn't see what time you hit Radiance at, but I think it's 35 seconds for this cutscene. So, but that is insane. Really, really solid run for this. And also, honestly, like,
I think this is the fastest run of the tournament.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a 103.
It's actually a 103.
Oh my god. And we got a tournament 103 in the grand finals. Gate also with a really good run here. Gonna be like a mid 104. Wow, what a race.
Yeah. Looks like roughly a 104, like 4x, or maybe around there, maybe low 5x. And yeah, very solid. But wow, it is hard to beat 103.55 in a tournament for sure.
Yeah, that is tied with your former world record.
I think mine's a 53. So
53, okay. Almost.
I can take the W over Viz, me in my room on a PB attempt with no pressure. Over Viz in the tournament. I'm simply a better player, I guess. But yeah, congrats to Viz. All right, amazing run.
We're gonna get the 2 of them in here for the
54. I don't remember my own PB.
Well, where is Viz? Viz getting calm staging. Come on.
Busy shouting, I don't even care, don't care.
Okay, let's bring them in. Hello, Viz and Skate. Wow, what a grand finals. That first match, a bit of a mess, but the second match, really close, really clean. From both of you, how do you feel? Viz first, congrats on the win.
Yeah. I tried to tell everyone. I feel great.
Yeah, I can imagine. And Skate, how do you feel overall? I mean, obviously, you don't want to lose, but how do you feel at least about the second run?
Shade skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the shade skip was rough. I mean, Viz just never let up the lead after the 30 seconds, and yeah.
I lost 50 seconds in that split.
50 seconds,
So
wow.
stupid.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
After that, you played well. I mean, the
Yeah, it
pressure was up for
okay.
Viz. Viz played like really well. That was one of the best Norman
Yeah.
fights I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about the Norman fight? That was insane.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've never counted Norman hits, like fireball hits, in my life. But then on that one, I had like 4 doubles in a row to start the fight, and I was like, oh, okay. And then like, because I literally just saw Adam say in the last round that it was like 10 hits and then like a fireball or something. So I was like, oh, well then I know he's close to dying. So like I don't know. I just finished it off. But
Yeah, you actually got 5 doubles and 1 single, which is exactly enough to kill him, and you got left side volley spawn, which is. I mean, I don't know if it was Comsog, but it was damn close.
I must have been inspired too much.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, I also had the weirdest. I have so many attempts in this category. I've never seen the Soul Warriors or the Soul Twister spawn there. That was like,
yeah, we were talking about that. It was
dude, he was like on the left side of the platform. I was so confused. I mean, like I feel like I handled it super duper well, but like I was very confused. But I wasn't letting anything stop me. Like I don't know. That I feel like my lost game was super good. But I mean, every time I felt like I had a good fight, then I would look at the time and it like didn't build at all. So I knew Skate was like right on my heels. So I was like, okay, just keep playing your game. Oh my god, I probably would have PB'd if the Hollow Knight wasn't one of the worst fights to ever exist in this game. Oh, so stupid, dude. I hate getting that explosion that close to the end. I was so annoyed.
Viz, after every training run he's ever done, whether it was a PB or not, the Hollow Knight is the worst fight in the game.
It sucks, dude. It just sucks. It's so annoying. And just like sometimes you can't even like rely on staggers because it just breaks sometimes, and then you just stop staggering, and then like I don't know. The whole fight is so scuffed. It's ridiculous. I can't stand it. I didn't even feel like I played it that bad. Like I started getting parries near the end, but like other than I probably should have pushed harder because I was like trying to stay at full soul, and I like should have just either trusted that I would get the scream skip or just taken less soul into the radiance. I don't care, but
yeah, I can't blame you. I was mentioning how you guys were probably both heavily breathing going into that radiance fight because the most nervous I've ever been was going into radiance on 103 pace, and you guys were going into radiance on like a lot of money pace. So
yeah, did it occur to you that the radiance fight was worth around $350 when you were going into there?
I was like the most not nervous I've ever been in this tourney.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, for both of them. Like usually I'm really nervous like in VS, but I don't know.
In VS?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh, just like start.
I get nervous in VS too because normally you're used to playing VS with the comfort of just reset if you mess up. And when you go into tourney, all of a sudden you're playing a pretty difficult split, and without the ability to just retry. So
I don't know. The way I've approached this whole tournament and including these 2 races was like I really did not give a shit about the lead until like I really didn't give a shit about the lead till Chandelier, honestly. I didn't really care what happened until then.
Yeah, that's fair.
I knew I was super behind him at Hornet, and I was like, I'm fine. Like I've had worse starts and I've gotten 103s, so I knew if I got a 103 is gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah, and that was the first 103 of the tournament in the grand finals bracket reset. Pretty exciting.
Pretty sure I had the top 3 times of the whole tournament. I think it was a 104.12 and a 104.16.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. That's pretty nasty.
Yeah,
yeah.
Tough loss for Skate. You know, can't feel that good, but still, you're gonna be getting around $530. So can't be too upset with that.
Yeah, I gotta say congrats to both of you guys for making it as far as you did in this tournament.
Yeah, congrats to
Thank
both
you.
of you. Really, really well done.
And
And thanks for participating.
and thank you to Adam as well for organizing
Huge thank
this.
you to Adam.
Oh yeah, thanks
Yeah.
to me. Yeah. Also, thanks to like everybody who signed up for comms. Really, just really important for the tournament. There were some runs where it was tight up to the schedule, but
Mhm.
people came through and we got all the comms that we needed. Really, I think I had to comm one match by myself, and that's it. And also thanks to all the restreamers who helped me along the way. They're going to be getting
Strat, love you.
yeah. It was Strat, Rhino, and Palm. Yeah, huge
I didn't know
thanks.
Rhino restreamed one.
Yeah, Rhino restreamed one or two. I can't remember how many, but yeah, thanks to all of you.
Noted.
And yeah,
It's been fun. I'm glad I could come at least a match in the tournament.
You love calming.
all right.
Do you love
Well,
calming as much as
playing.
Polly loves calming?
Does Polly love calming?
Yeah.
At the end of the winner or the losers bracket finals, he just goes, "I love calming," but it didn't accentuate the O very much.
Yeah. And
Oh, no.
and with that, I think we'll be ending the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. And okay. Another thing, you can hit ! Discord in the chat if you want to join our Discord. This is not the only tournament we're going to be doing. I think we have a member of our Discord, Green. It's going to be doing an all skills tournament. Not sure if there's going to be a prize pool or not, but it will probably be run on the same channel. I'm not sure.
If there isn't a prize pool, I might put some of this back into it just so it has one.
Yeah, and also like it's just a really chill Discord where we talk about Hollow Knight and
Nothing else really.
and yeah, pretty much. That's the idea. Just to have a place to just chill and talk about Hollow Knight.
Indeed.
So yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
everyone.
guys for putting all this together. I appreciate it. Thank you, Adam. And GG's.
It was fun. It was a good time. All right. Thanks everyone and goodbye.